Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Logan Landers, and today I'm taking a look at the Buffalo Bills 2022 draft needs. So be sure if you enjoyed this video or this episode of the podcast, like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every single day on Facebook and YouTube. Check us live on our Instagram at 100 Football and our podcast, thankfully, Believe Podcast Network. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, iHeartRadio. Find us, download it, listen to it. There is a ton of content over there already, over 800 episodes and counting. Some uploaded pretty much every single day. I try to, if not, then every other day, give or take. And there is a ton of content over there already. We've covered your team. We've covered your favorite player probably, and we are covering even more with the draft almost over. It's sad a little bit because we've been doing a ton of draft stuff. We're going to get into team previews very soon. And then, of course, we have amazing legend interviews, a ton of top tier history specials talking about the games and teams, greatest players, greatest coaches. If you want to hear about the 1975 Alabama Crimson Tide or the 1988 Atlanta Falcons, just any great team or any team that had a historic season or whatnot, we are going to talk about it, or we have talked about it here on the show. So we just want to say thank you so much for all the continued support y'all have been giving us over the years. But let's get into it. The Buffalo Bills 2022. What do they need to draft, and how can they improve to get them one step closer to a potential Super Bowl championship? Last year, very good season for them. They were the champs in the AFC East. They won their division. They had a very good record, 11-6, and they're going to hope to repeat that and get even better this upcoming year. But let's go into free agency, who they've gained and who they have lost. Let's go into the ones they are coming on over, who are going to be brand new Bills or who have re-signed. So we have Eli Noku, Tyrell Dodson, Ryan Bates. We have Tim Settle coming over from the Commanders now. Siren Neal, Jake Cumrow, both re-signing. From the Raiders, Markel Lee, Duke Johnson, and Greg Manx coming over from the Dolphins. Bobby Hart, Isaiah McKenzie, Tywan Jones, Matt Hack, and Ike Bodiger are all re-signing. We have O.J. Howard coming over from the Buccaneers, DaQuan Jones, the defensive line coming over from the Panthers, Jamison Crowder, the wide receiver from the Jets, is moving on over. Case Keenum as a backup role, moving from the Browns to the Bills. We have Mitch Morse signing once again with the Buffalo Bills, re-signing. Roger Saffold, the right guard from the Titans, is coming over. And finally, Von Miller, the big one, right, from the Rams, edge rusher, extraordinaire veteran from the Rams to the Bills. Huge, huge contract. We'll see how he can play out. Now let's go over to the players, some players they have lost in free agency who have went to different teams and said, sayonara, we are going to go and play somewhere else. Harrison Phillips, the defensive lineman, going to the Vikings. Levi Wallace, the corner, going to the Steelers. Also going to the Steelers is Mitchell Trubisky. We have Vernon Butler, the defensive lineman, going to the Raiders. Matt Breida, the running back, to the Giants. And Ife Akobo going to the Commanders. So that has been the free agency recap so far. We'll see who else they sign, who else they re-sign. There's still a few free agents out there on the team. And we'll see the Bills, how they can help their roster out after the draft. So let's go into their draft picks. What all they have this upcoming year? They have a handful of picks. They have round 1, pick 25, round 2, pick 57, round 3, pick 89, round 4, pick 130, round 5, pick 168, round 6, they have picks 185 and 203, and finally in round 7, pick 231. So a decent round of selections there. Where do they need to go? Who do they need to go for? What groups do they need to look at? I think you got to go with your first overall selection. You got to go with a cornerback. And I said that because you lost Levi Wallace, went to the Steelers. Tre'Davious White still recovering, had that ACL tear in November of last year. So I think you definitely need to look for a good cornerback, at least cornerback 2. If White is not going to be back to his full self, or if that injury is still lingering, cornerback 2, cornerback 1. I mean, you need to get something good there in the first round. So I think they definitely need to select a corner with that number 25 overall selection. Aside from that, where else do they need to look for? I think you can also go with a solid running back we all know the Buffalo Bills have a outstanding offense, but their running game is a little bit lacking. If they can get a possibly a better running back, a faster one, I mean, if they can improve in that position, I mean, that would just make them even more lethal. So you can definitely get another running back in that second round, perhaps, to really give you some more speed and just versatility on your offense. Looking forward, you can always go with the offensive line, help out that O-line, help out Josh Allen, help out that running back that I think they should draft, and just give Josh time in the pocket to see who's going to be open and let him do his thing, and that's throw the ball a lot for a ton of yards. So we'll see if they can go with an offensive line. I think they should go with that. And then just looking around, they can they can always go with some wide receivers around. They can go with some more offensive linemen. Maybe get some backup roles just for some of the later round picks, some of the ones that you don't need currently at the moment, but the ones that you can help out later in their careers, maybe not this year, but maybe in the next 2 to 3 years. Like I said, go with some wide receiver prospect, go with some offensive linemen that could use some work. And then you can always, like I say, always go with a backup quarterback. You did lose Trubisky. You're going to need some help there. So, I mean, they've got a few holes, but, I mean, this is a very good team. Don't get it twisted. There's a reason they're picking number 25 in the draft. They made it very far, and I think that they can repeat success this year. It's going to be tough, though. I mean, the Patriots have a very good roster. The Dolphins have improved, and I mean, the Jets are they're the Jets. They're fighting. We'll see if they can make a big splash this year, make a big step, make a big upgrade. But overall, I think the Bills have a very solid roster as is, and if you can just keep adding. If you can fill in that cornerback hole, if you can go get an offensive lineman, get a running back, and then just fill out your roster with some offensive linemen and receivers, I think the Bills will be set for this upcoming year and for multiple other years in the future. It's going to be fun to watch how this team does, and I am excited to see how the Bills do in 2022 and 2023. So be sure if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every single day on Facebook and YouTube. Check out our podcast at 100 Football on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, iHeartRadio, anywhere you can think of. We are available thanks to the Believe Podcast Network. So if you enjoy it, leave us a review. And like I said, we are doing a ton of draft content with the draft coming up in less than a week when this is being put out to the internet. So thank you all so much for the continued support. The draft is almost here. I've been your host, Logan Landers. Have a tremendous day, everyone, and we'll talk to you again on another